Welcome to the Dream Team Tonic podcast. We were just ranting about England, but we thought we better save it. We better save it for the pod, otherwise we'll have nothing to talk about. So, Tony, how are you feeling?
Yeah, all right. I'm so tired. Drained.
You've gone red.
Drained.
You've gone red.
I have actually gone red, haven't I? That's anger, that. Red with anger. Yeah, still not got over it.
All good there, Ben?
Yeah, not bad. Looking forward to the quarterfinals now.
Yeah.
Like I just said, when I seen we got Switzerland at the next round, I looked at the odds. Switzerland 11-4 to win. I'm thinking that's a good bet. That get your money on it. But the closer we get to the match, the more confident I'm getting. I don't know why, because I can't from that performance. I can't see us winning from that performance. But like I say, with the players we've got, surely we can get past Switzerland.
Only way is up, yeah?
Yeah.
You're not sharing the positivity, are you, Tony?
Well, I've tried to the last two games. I tried to think, right, he's tried it a few times. Each game that's gone by, I thought, he's got to change it, hasn't he? He's got to change it. He's seeing the same shit that we're seeing. And then he doesn't. And then it gets to half-time, and I'm not the only person who's doing it. I'm screaming at I'd have changed it at 30 minutes. 30 minutes, it was the same thing we'd watched 3 games previous.
Yeah.
Change it. I honestly, I'd have made changes. Then at half-time, no changes. 60 minutes. Do you know all the little points you get to in the game where you're thinking, are you going to change it? Or are you just going to stick with it? Are we defending this 1-0 defeat to Slovakia? What are we doing? And then he tipped me over edge. He tipped me over edge with that substitute at 94th minute.
Tony.
Honestly.
Ivan. He gets you annoyed anyway, Ivan Tony.
Oh, no. Well, do you know what? I'd have liked to have seen him earlier. If he'd have brought him on at 60 minutes, I'd have probably applauded him back onto the pitch. But 94th minute, what are you doing? You're wasting time. You're eating up injury time. Oh, yeah. Honestly. I think he's like, he's either lost it like Joe Biden, or I don't know, is he being stubborn? Is he like saying, oh, because everyone thinks this, I'm just not going to do that? Everyone can see how crap we are. The game afterwards, as soon as Spain kicked off, was it like 20 minutes in? Just the difference, the patterns, the movements, the pace of the passing, it was just, oh, what a joy to watch. Just a shame I'm not in Spanish.
That's what I found. Like, I've watched the bulk of games. If I've not watched the games, I've watched the highlights, and it's like the games that I've enjoyed the least have been the England games. So I would love for it to change in this next one.
Yeah, and that's not down to, like, obviously because you're involved and invested in it, you're expecting more or whatever. We've got some of the best players in the world. We should be playing better. There's no cohesion. It reminds me, like, going back to the times of the Gerrard and Lampard, they can't play together kind of thing. Have we got all these superstars, Bellingham, Foden, Kane, and they can't gel? If they can't, get them off the pissing pitch, because it's a tournament. If we lose, we're out. Put players on, like Cole Palmer, that can make things happen, are willing to make things happen. You're crying out for some width on the lefts. I've got nothing against Eze, but he was the wrong substitution. He wasn't what we needed. We got away with one. Absolutely got away with one. Bellingham got away with one, giving it all this. Like that. Yeah. We're talking about you because you're shit, mate. You've been shit. He's got to own it, hasn't he? He's been crap. He knows himself. It's all frustration what's coming out of Bellingham, because he knows he can do better. He knows he's done better all season.
He got away with it. Saved our bacon. We interrupt our rant just to say hello to a few people in the chat. So we've got we're podcasting live to our Patreon members this evening. If you are interested in becoming a Patreon member, link in the description below. But we've got Ian Curry joining us in the chat. Good evening. We've got Miss Newbie, Gary Walker, Mr. H, who's just gone to grab himself a beer. We were just holding up especially for him. James Delaney joining us. Our very own James Fricker tuning in.
Hey.
not quite top of the table, but he's flying. And Mark Warner. So good evening, all. Hope you're having a good Euros. We'll come back to our ranting because we've got a look at the knockouts to come. But should we start with our teams? Ben, do you want to go first?
Yeah. 83 points so far. Well, for this match week. What did I do now? I brought Gakpo in, Ruiz. It's a wild card, isn't it?
Yeah, wild card.
I've only just remembered.
You could name the whole team if you want.
Yeah, so because what I did was the last round I got rid of my Portugueses, Cancelo, Fernandes, and Ronaldo, and I brought them back in for Slovenia. Cancelo got me 13 points, Fernandes 4, Ronaldo 6, and that's captained. Missed the penalty, didn't he? Don't know what he was doing there. Well,
great save.
Yeah, good
cracking save.
He just as soon as I seen he had a penalty, I was just thinking he's going to miss this, but he didn't miss it.
I did.
The keeper saved it. So, yeah,
it summed up his game really.
Mm.
It did sum his game up. The free kicks. Who keeps a lot? When they've got a lot of talent on that pitch for Portugal, and he just insists on having every free kick. His free kick goal ratio absolutely horrendous.
Mm. Yeah,
it didn't make any sense, did it? Because they've got so many people that could put in like that one that was from a crossing position.
Yeah,
he could have gotten the end of that. He's got more chance of heading that in.
Yeah, I'm sure with Bruno we've stood over it, weren't he? Initially, and he just come over and then did his stupid pause, and I'm pretty sure they were looking at him like, "All right, you're having it then," and then he put it out nearly for a throw-in.
It's not happening for him, is it?
No.
And then he cried, didn't he? After was it after he missed the penalty?
Yeah, he's losing it as well, isn't he? Yeah, he's got all Southgate. He was crying after the Saudi Arabia Cup defeat as well, weren't he?
It was strange. It was really strange to watch. I don't think I've seen anything like that. It was like watching like kids football or something, wasn't it? A little bit.
Yeah, he missed the penalty. I'm gonna cry. I don't want to go back on, Mum.
The one like ball hog of the team that won't pass to anyone else, sort of thing. Yeah, weird.
So I got Pickford in goal, 3 points. Brought 2 Spanish defenders in, Carvajal and Cucurella, and they gone conceding an own goal. They haven't conceded a goal in the group stage, so that wiped out Sabitzer. We waited all week for Sabitzer, and they finished top of the group with France and Netherlands in it, and then go and get beat by Turkey in the last 16.
Yeah,
crazy match that, wasn't it?
Yeah,
good match.
Was it Baumgartner's last-minute header saved by the keeper?
Yeah.
It
was a good save. I've just seen it. Then I almost on TalkSport out where to work. They were on about it's Gordon Banks-esque and all this.
Yeah.
It was a comfortable height for him, weren't it? I think if it goes any lower, he's not getting that.
Yeah.
A decent save though. Yeah. It's just a last-minute thing, isn't it? You'd have been devastated on that, Scott, wouldn't you, Baumgartner?
Yeah, I was flip-flopping between the two and I constantly.
Yeah.
I could live with 2 points down. But yeah, that would have annoyed me, I think.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, the only man to survive my overhaul was Musiala, and he got 12 points and a goal. Ruiz come in for 15 points and a goal and assist. Gakpo was my vice captain. If only I got that the right way around. 16 points, goal and assist, and he had a goal chalked off as well, just slightly offside. And Mbappe 5 points. So yeah, decent week. 297 points now.
Did you get a good rise out of that rank?
Yeah. I did, but I think I was listening to start the pod last week, and I think I said I was 9K. So I've dropped to 14k now. So there must have been lots of boosters used. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The swings
Especially
are
Max
mental, aren't they?
Captain on Gakpo and goal boosts. There was lots of goals.
Yeah, another typical one where like you're looking at your team and you probably got like, I feel like me, we probably got the Ruiz points, got a 15 pointer, and you're like, yeah, that's decent. And then all of a sudden you're looking at your rank and you're getting battered because people got goal bonus on him and people got max cap on him as well.
Yeah,
it's a weird one.
I think it's spoiling the game, these boosters, because you're thinking, oh, he's had a good score there, and then you look at your rank, it's just dropping down every time someone scores, even if they're in your team.
It's like no win though, isn't it? Because like you need to have them because you'd go even further behind.
Yeah,
but you're still a win isn't a win almost.
It's such a short format, isn't it? It's do you know what I mean? There's no time to catch up. If like you say, if you nail your goal bonus on a captain, you'd be doing pretty well.
Yeah. How did you get on, Tony?
Horrendous. Again. Honestly, the phone call I had with Andy Boyne, obviously, the tag team partner, you won't believe that he was sat on a Dutch block. I'd said he had a Dutch block in, and we ended up basically talking too long, I think. We ended up on a Spain block. We joined forces to attack the week and try and attack the tag team league. So, yeah, we're praying for a Romania goal, but wasn't to be. So, yeah, block Spain, Simon, Cucurella, Lenormand, and Carvajal. A lot of people went Spain, England. Both lost the clean sheets. It weren't any great detriment to the team. It just could have been so much better if we had gone Netherlands. Sorry, Andy. Ruiz, obviously standard 15 points, like you say. Did more damage than good, to be honest. Sabitzer 2. I thought he had a decent game, Sabitzer, to be honest. But yeah, only the 2 points. Musiala 12. Germany through. Foden, disallowed goal. Just a little bit too eager. 4 points. I thought he'd done it for me. Mbappe, 5. Gakpo, 16. And Morata, 2 points. Captain, he's absolutely trolled me.
Couldn't believe that. Like, I think I said it when we were chatting, and it was like picking Morata was more of a sort of vote for Spain than a vote for Morata being really, really good.
Yeah, definitely.
And you could just see them scoring a lot of goals, and they did it. But just about everyone on that list of players smashed it, apart from him in that front line.
Yeah,
Ruiz, Yamal, Williams, Rodri, all at it, apart from the centre forward. Yeah, it's been not as bad for you guys. You're looking at you both got your Gakpo points there.
Yeah, obviously Gakpo. I fancied Gakpo. It was a toss of the coin between them two for captain. I said they weren't going to go Mbappe. It would have been between them two. And the reason I didn't go Gakpo is because Andy went Gakpo, and I said we'll split our captains out then.
Tactical.
We was playing a little bit tactical. It didn't work, but yeah, Turkey block next week.
Oh yeah, we'll have to come on to this in a second. As we're all sitting on quite a lot of Spain here. 61 for me. Yeah, it's felt like a shocker of a week, to be fair. I think I went from about 6k to 35k in a week.
Yeah.
Which is absolutely mad. I guess it shows how tight it is as well. But yeah, that feels like some punishment. Pickford, 3 points. I've got the Carvajal, Cucurella, 3 and 4 points. And then Gahey, now suspended because Trippier absolutely sold him, didn't he? With that pass back. So yeah, got suspended Gahey to get rid of. Did you see that look he gave him? When he gave him the pass and just stared at him afterwards. Ruiz, Sabitzer, Musiala, Bruno Fernandes. Obviously, Ruiz and Musiala, the two that went off, are pretty highly owned anyway. I went vice captain Ronaldo, captain Mbappe, so 10 points. It's not great. And then Morata, 1 pointer. No Gakpo for me, which seemed like it was the big damage, I think, for me. 46% owned he is currently, so yeah, that was a bit of a sickener. But watching it, like I can hold my hands up and say I feel like I've made a bad decision for that one. Whereas I think with the Spain-England defense, I feel like that was a good decision that didn't work out. Whereas I can sort of hold my hands up on the Morata one. Watching Gakpo play, like he was just picking do you see the one? Obviously, his shot from range, like he's always looking for goal, isn't he? By comparison, every time he picks up the ball, he's looking for the goal. Even
he ran like the length of the pitch, didn't he? Almost.
Yeah, picked it up on like halfway line, ran straight down the pitch. I think he had about 4 players open and didn't pass to any of them. Still went for the shot. So yeah,
a good effort though. He ran target when he got the corner.
But I just watched that and thought, yeah, that's the difference, isn't it?
He's some player in tournament football, isn't he, Gakpo?
Yeah, he's looked really good. What are you thinking with your Spain defense? Stick.
Honestly, I like you say, recency bias is everyone moves to Holland now and Netherlands and does that, which quite a lot of people will probably do. They were impressive, but Turkey aren't half bad going forward, and they're not the most secure Netherlands. So I don't want too many people at that side of the draw. I do want to even it out a little bit, but I just know if I remove that block, you just know Spain beat Germany 1-0.
Yeah, I've got that feeling.
The two things I am toying with is leaving Cucurella and Carvajal in, just because they may get an attack in return, and changing up the other two, Simon and Lenormand. But I am half tempted to leave it in, but I'm going to have to move things around elsewhere. I probably have to lose Musiala because, it's getting to a point like desperate times for me. To be fair.
Did either of you expect them to be that highly owned? Because I don't know if it changed. I don't know if the percentage ownership changes, but I'm pretty sure Carvajal and Cucurella were the most highly owned by the start of last week.
I think it has been changing because I was looking earlier.
I've just seen Hernandez has gone up to 29 when I'm pretty sure Cucurella and Carvajal were the two highest when I looked earlier.
Yeah, Carvajal's 30 and Cucurella's 24 now.
Yeah, so it does update as people are changing and confirming teams for the round for the quarterfinals, doesn't it? So we'll keep an eye on that and see.
Yeah, might see a rise. Should we come on to some? Oh no, we've got the draw. We've got the draw up next. So let's have a quick run through either of these. Ben, how do you see them playing out?
I fancy Spain to do Germany. I think that they've been really good. They've had a few tough teams to play against, and they've come through them all, haven't they? Germany had Switzerland, and they ended up nicking a draw in the end. The only team that's been battered is Scotland, isn't it? And that was when Germany played them. There's not been many goals. Spain, Georgia was 4-1, and there's the odd 3-0 here, but there's no one scored more than 4 really. Portugal, France, I think that's going to be a tight game, but I think France will just nick it somehow. They just always do. They're just solid at the back, aren't they? And they've got Mbappe there, just he could get a goal from nothing. But I do like Portugal's team, but just watching them against Slovenia, I don't fancy them to beat France. Netherlands, Turkey, I fancy Netherlands to win that one. I think like you say, Gakpo, and apparently it's pronounced Gakpo. Who's gonna say that?
I've heard people doing it on the FPL podcasts before, and I was like, I'm not doing it. I'm not saying that.
Yeah, because it's because Ruud Gullit, isn't it? It's Ruud Gullit. So it's a G is a H. So I'm
it's not been tried.
Are you going to start saying Gakpo?
Gakpo.
Gakpo. I feel like I need to spit somewhere now.
Yeah, it's like the Scousers have made that name up.
I like the Gakpo.
Gakpo.
Yeah, so yeah, I think they look really good and they've got decent attack and defence. Turkey's been entertaining to watch, but I think Netherlands have too much for them. England, Switzerland, like I said earlier on, I fancied Switzerland to beat us, but as the week goes on, I think we're going to do it. We're going to beat them. I think it'll be tight. I think it'll be like a 1-0 or something like that. But we'll beat them. What was the last penalty shootout that England won?
No idea. Go on.
It was the Nation League bronze final versus Switzerland.
Bronze.
Yeah, so we lost to the Netherlands in the semi-final.
Yeah, I'm going to say we lost to the Netherlands, didn't we? We should have gone and done that as well. Southgate.
2019 it was, and we drew in the match, and then we went to penalties, and we scored all our penalties, and even Jordan Pickford took the fifth one, and we won 6-5 on penalties. So hopefully this is a good omen.
I can't do penalties.
every tournament England plays at least one penalty shootout.
No, I won't be able to deal with it.
Back to English. We start ranting again.
Hey?
No, just don't talk to me about England.
I was just gonna say when you was going off on them, like I was chatting in the Discord with a few people, and I'd got to the point where I was in one chat with some of my mates, and I was saying like, I feel like he's undone any sort of like good stuff he's done.
I know.
He's now undone. I
don't know why.
I was going down that route, and then I think I'd put in our Discord potentially saying like the battering that's about to come his way from the nation, I feel is like totally deserved. Like he's asked for this. And then I think about a minute later, that's when the goal went in.
Yeah.
I think I said to you, didn't I? We was WhatsApping each other, and I think that goal went in, and I just sort of like, I was obviously happy, but like I just stood there, just looked at the screen, and was just in shock almost.
And then you see afterwards, it said something like Southgate implied that his substitutions changed the game and won England the game. And you're like, what fucking substitutions? You're not changing anything. You just keep swapping Gallagher, Trent, and bloody Manu, a defensive midfielder.
I just loved how the commentary and the pundits were like all losing their heads just like us.
Yeah. And then, like you say, don't get me wrong, I celebrated that goal. Top were off. I was giving it all round head. Like I run around, 3 photo frames fell off the thing and smashed. Like it was carnage. And Mrs. was saying to me, she's like, I thought you were always club over country. Like, I thought you didn't care. And I'm like, wow. But I could have, and then I see it's Bellingham who scored it because I didn't see who scored it. I just obviously seen the overhead kick, and I were off celebrating. And then when I've come back and I've seen it's Bellingham, and he's,
I don't mind him. I like him. I do. Like him.
No. Right, honestly, Bellingham is a top drawer player. I know he is. He's quality, but nobody is free of criticism. He has been shit for 4 games. Well, 3.5. All right, that were a moment of brilliance. But we have carried him. We've carried, especially the last 2 games. Them stats don't lie. He has been carried. by the whole team. We might as well have played with 10 men. I'm hoping that this gesture, that he gets suspended for it, and at least he'll force Southgate into a bit of a change, honestly. I know he's top drawer. I am not doubting. I'm not blind. I know he is a top drawer player. But this system with these players and what Southgate's doing, that it's not working for Bellingham. I want him to drop and play as an 8. I don't want Bellingham off the pitch as such. I would rather he would play as an 8, facing the opposition. He's trying to play with his back to goal, and he just can't do it for whatever reason. It's just not working. He spent half his time and his arse asking for a free kick. He did two good things in that game. One was a driving run, which he drove into the box and got across. I think he won a corner, and then he's giving it this to the crowd. The crowd are doing that to you, you prick. Get doing something. Anyway, and then so that is what you need him though. You want him as an 8 driving forwards, not as a 10 with his back to goal. That's just my opinion though. Southgate's different.
I was looking at the last World Cup and what formations we were playing, and the game against Senegal, we played a 4-3-3, and we had Bellingham on the left of a 4-3-3 playing as an 8, and with Rice in the middle and Henderson on the other side, and Foden on the left, Saka on the right, Kane up front. And Foden was man of the match in that game. He got 2 assists. And then we played France, and we played the same team again, battered them on the stats, on possession.
You're unlucky to lose to France.
Yeah. The XG at the end of the game was 2.41 for England, and France's was 1.01, and they beat us 2-1. We had more shots on target than them and everything, and they've played the same formation with Bellingham on the left-hand side. There
was zero backlash from that tournament. We played well. We were playing some good stuff. We were very unlucky to get knocked out of France. We went for it. We were playing. That's the thing. I don't like you said, Scott. Why is he seem to try to want to ruin his legacy? Because he's done so well for England. I think it annoys me more that I actually like the geezer, but I don't know what he's doing. It's like I say, he's like he's gone Joe Biden, lost the plot, and he just thinks, "What? I'm just going to upset everybody, and I'm going to go disappear and live my life out in Spain."
I think it's the easier decision to make, isn't it? Just to have the best players on the pitch, and then if you don't sub them off, it's less criticism, isn't it?
But then he's taking the best players off. Saka, unless there's an injury, Saka's our best player on that pitch. But Saka's not a moaner, is he? So is he going to kick off and start booting some seats if he gets taken off? Is that the fear? Bellingham's full of attitude, so we can't take him off. I don't know. He's no bollocks, has he, Southgate?
If you're enjoying our rant podcast so far, please do leave a like.
I did say this. I said, you're going to just leave me at home.
Nah, it's the Euros. It's part of it, and it's part of it. We don't do this during the normal season. You get access to our Discord community chat, regular watch list in the usual season, and early access to the podcast as well. We've got questions from our Patreon members, so we better get stuck into these. Nathan up first. So anyone fancying a French block? Seemed to be awful going forward, but solid defensively, and Portugal looked flat against Slovenia. What do you think on the comparison on, like, do you think France have been a bit England-like?
Yeah.
Defense first?
I think they could have done more. I think
they're getting a bit of...
I know what you're saying about Portugal. I thought Leao had a good game. He looks really dangerous. France are obviously going to be more expansive than Slovenia, so Portugal could, especially like Nuno Mendes bombing down that left-hand side, you've got quite an attack inside Portugal. So I don't think they've got the players to sit back as such. So I think you probably see goals in that game. So no, I wouldn't go with a French block. One, because they haven't looked that great. They're stumbling by. But as Deschamps says, when we start to lose and not reach these finals, then you can question me. Fair enough. Yeah, and I think Portugal has still got a little bit going forward. They're struggling against the low blocks.
I mean, I don't mind it, the French block, because I can see them getting to the final. And the way Portugal played the other night, I can't see them scoring a goal. Just can't see it. So I don't mind it. I think it's a good differential as well, because people probably, like you say, will probably go for Netherlands or England blocks or stick with their Spain defence. What do you think, Scott?
So I think this one's got like 0-0 or 1-0 written all over it.
Yeah, I'm the same.
I think that first game, like the Spain-Germany one, like I feel like that could be quite end-to-end maybe. But this one, I feel like France will just be happy to do a similar thing, just sit back, be tight. I think like that back line is so strong for France. Like if Ronaldo's crying against Slovenia, when old big Willy Saliba is all over him, he's not going to like that one bit. So I think he'll have a tough day. Yeah, it might end in tears. I think that's a good matchup for France. I think they played 120 minutes as well, haven't they? Portugal might be a little bit knackered there.
Yeah,
I just don't know if I'd do the block. I feel you've got to be really quite brave to do the full block on that side of the draw. I know if you did it last week, you had a nice fixture, but from now on, you're basically, if you go for a block on anyone on the left-hand side, you're looking at 3 hard matches, aren't you? So I'm not loving it, but I think 2. I think 2's all right.
If you want to make major gains, you've got to do something a bit different, haven't you? So
it's your appetite for risk. It's just if you do go 4 and then they concede and France go out, depending on how the rest of your team looks. So if you had 4 France, would you want to have the rest of your team sort of England, Netherlands, just in case?
pretty much. I mean, you're back in. They're tough games on that left-hand side, aren't they? With Spain, Germany, they could go and France and Portugal. They could go either way. You've got 5 transfers. You can afford to lose 5 players. I think you'll probably see an early Mbappe goal. Look at Mbappe's pace against Pepe. I mean, I think France might get an early goal, and then I think it's just going to open that game up. Are Portugal going to be trying to defend with like Nuno Mendes, Cancelo, Dalot? They can't, can they? Bernardo Silva, Leao, Ronaldo, Vitinha's looked brilliant this tournament, hasn't he?
Yeah, I like him.
He's been quality, and they just leave Paulinho sat in front. I think 2-1 France in that game. But like Ben says, you've got to go different. If you're just going to top up your England lads or your Spanish lads, are you doing anything different to catch? If a good way to put it is, if you were top of the league now, so you're winning dream team, what would be your back line? Would you scatter it around and just have high scoring defenders like Theo Hernandez, Mendes of Portugal? I don't know. One of the attacking players from the Dutch, Dumfries. Would you spread it out like that, or would you go for a block?
If I was winning, I'd try and get a bit of everyone, I think.
Yeah.
Would you
just try and defend against the blocks?
I think so, yeah. And then what do you think the most popular thing to do will be? The move to Holland?
Yeah, I think with 5 transfers and none of the massive sides going out, I think there's nobody going to be going into this round without 11 players. So you've got the ability to be able to just jump straight from block to block. So Holland could be. But then if their strikers get Depay, Malin, Xavi Simons, there's players there that people might want to attack the attacking side rather than the defensive side.
It's a good shout though. Like they got clean sheets against Netherlands, Austria, and Belgium already. France. So
Yeah, they only conceded a penalty, didn't they, against Lewandowski.
Yeah, Poland.
Yeah, and that was retaken.
Yep, yeah. Yeah, it could be a good shout, to be fair. Lowest non-penalty goals conceded, 1.84 from 4 matches. So best defence based on that.
They do play with 3 defensive midfielders as well.
Yeah.
Was it Rabiot, Tchouaméni and Kante?
Yeah. I mean, Rabiot does get a bit more forward, but you are right. They're pretty defence-minded players.
International Stoke there. Yeah, I think that's a decent shout, really. And I don't think that many people would do it.
Yeah, go for it, Nathan. Not talking you out of it.
I can see Hernandez getting picked by a lot of people, but outside of that, maybe not that many more. What would you do if you were David 87, 50 points, and 6 places behind in his league? He wants some differential options. Go on, Ben.
Yeah, same again. Just block defenses. You could go for an England, France, Netherlands, Portugal. If you fancy Portugal, really, it's who you think is going to go through. You could even Spain. Spain could go and beat Germany, or you could look for some lowly owned players in attack. So looking at the England boys, the Saka's and Foden. So that's 7.1 for Saka. Foden's 14.1. If you fancy France, Griezmann's 6.4% owned. Xavi Simons 8.6%. All the Portugal attacking assets are all below 20%. You got Williams, he's 11%, and Yamal 14.2%, and Morata is 16.8%. If you want to give him a go,
if you want to captain him,
yeah, I won't captain him, but you could give him a go against Germany. He scored in his last 2 games against Germany.
Has he?
Yeah. You've got him, haven't you?
Yeah, and Tony, hasn't he? You got him, Tony?
Who's that?
Morata.
Fuck it. Yeah. Not for
Scored his last 2 games against Germany.
Yeah. Yeah. I know what happens. I take him out, and yeah, he gets a brace.
Striker curse.
He just doesn't. He don't like me. He knows.
Got any differentials for us, Tony?
I like Turkey.
You already got Foden. Like Ben said, Foden. It's a decent shout.
Yeah, unlucky not to get a goal. Really, just a bit of eagerness in the last game. Should have had one. Again, he got taken off. Bellingham left on. Obviously, that went down all right, didn't it? But very, 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 very fortunate for Southgate. I like the look of Turkey. I like the attackingness of Turkey. I think Calahanglan is back this game, isn't he?
Yeah.
Suspended the last game. He was a tip before. I think Ben. I think you pointed him out before the season started. The tournament started. I like the look of him. Because would it really be that big of a surprise if Turkey turned Holland over? I don't think so.
I think it would. I feel like the only thing that might swing it is that the fans they've got there. There's so many Turkey fans there. It's like home advantage there.
Yeah, it is a little bit.
Rocking. No, I don't see him winning. But
Turkey beat them 4-2 in the home game in the World Cup qualification in 2021. But they lost the away one 6-1 to the Netherlands.
So it's got goals in it, hasn't it?
Yeah.
The
last three games, obviously the other one though was in 2015, and that was 3-0 Turkey in a Euro qualifier. So there's been a 4-2, a 3-0, and a 6-1.
Yeah. I like the look at Nico Williams, Xavi Simons. I think they're good options, as been touched on. Cole Palmer, do you think he'll start?
Is there whispers coming out today? I'm normally on Twitter quite a lot, but I hadn't seen it. But I feel like I've seen a few people discussing that we actually might be 5 at the back, or there's some sort of rumours coming out that we might be going 5 at the back, which to me says Saka left wing back, which then would be Palmer 4.5.
Yeah, Palmer, and I'll tell you this: you see the England lineup. If they're going the same, I'd go Vargas at Switzerland and Bolo, because we are literally playing as shit as Italy were playing. That is how crap we've been. We've just been very fortunate to get through. And if the same England turns up and the same Switzerland turns up, they'll do us pretty easily.
Ben, would you attempt if we do get some sort of lineup leaks that it's a back 5 and Trent will be the right wing back? Are you ready for that party again? Because it either works. If it works, he sticks with it. If it
I'd be all over that. I'd be all over that.
Yeah.
I don't know. Obviously, you're getting possible attacking returns again, and England's looked okay at the back, apart from when Walker was standing miles behind the other defenders when Slovakia scored. But yeah, we've done all right defensively. I don't know. I think there's better options at his price. So yeah, probably wouldn't do it again.
I think that you've covered the differentials that I had down. I had Foden. I had Saka, but I think Saka drops off for me if he is left wing back. I probably wouldn't have him at that point. Simons was on my list, and then potentially Sane, but it's a risk. It's based on if you saw the lineups first.
Yeah,
because it is the first game. But yeah, there's a few out there, but I can't say that I'm loving them, to be honest.
What about Malen at Netherlands?
They just mess about with that right.
Yeah, they do.
Position.
But he got two last game, didn't he?
He's got to start.
You think they've got to hold him on now?
Yeah, he'll start, but if he doesn't get anything in the first 60 minutes, he'll get hooked. That's the only thing.
Yeah, that's true.
Do you see Depay?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know. I can't tell if I like him or not. Like, he plays with a bit of swagger, doesn't he? But like them crosses, do you see him shoot from a corner?
No, I didn't see that.
Yeah, he had a shot from a corner in one of in that last game against Romania. It's not quite happened for him, but he could be a differential. But I just can't see past Gakpo, which is really boring.
Did you see his free kick went under the wall? They didn't have the old draft excluder there.
Cheeky.
He just went past the post. It was a good one. If he just didn't curl it so much, it would have gone in.
Yeah, I just seen actually in response to the differential options, Ash said Portugal block. Would you mess with that, or are you that adamant that they lose? You wouldn't bother.
No, I'm not adamant they'll lose. I'm not adamant. Like I say, I think we both that side up left hand. The left hand draw: Spain, Germany, France, Portugal. you know what Portugal are like. They've been and won a Euros when they've been pretty shit.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it could happen in them 2 games. I think when you're looking at the right-hand side of the draw, if the real England turn up, we beat Switzerland. If the real Netherlands turn up, they beat Turkey. I think you're a little bit more of a solid guess on the right-hand side. The left-hand side is pretty much lottery. You would expect France and Spain, I think, but who knows?
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it's 0-0 going into penalties with Portugal and France. Yeah. So if you want to go for it, I don't mind it.
Next one was Bradders. He said who's the most likely to keep a clean sheet in the quarterfinals. He's also looking to go for a block. Should we do who we think is most likely, and then we'll look at the odds? So if you just, I know we've had a little look at them, but what's your heart telling you, or your head? Who do you think's going to get a clean sheet?
I do think France will get a clean sheet. And I think Netherlands will get a clean sheet. Spain, I think fancy Spain against Germany, but I won't be surprised if there's loads of goals in that game. Mm-hmm. But Spain have shown that they're solid at the back. They've only conceded 1 goal, and it was an own goal. Got to say, England's worth a punt, or even Switzerland if you've got the balls. I can't see many goals being in that game. That might go to penalties as well.
I think I'd be saying Netherlands. Then the point that James makes, obviously you're banking on the clean sheet, is fine, but Dutch defenders aren't picking up any bonus points.
Yeah.
Ake is the only one that's got 1 bonus. No other defender for Holland's got a bonus point yet. So would you sort of agree that, like, right-hand side of the draw, England, Netherlands, you're mostly looking for clean sheets, unless we go to this 5 at the back and we get Trent and Saka. But on the left-hand side, I think you're better backing the players that get you, like, your bonus, like Cancelo, Hernandez.
Yeah, I think so. I think you're right with that.
Who do you think, Tony, most likely to keep a clean sheet?
What, on the left-hand side?
Just this week.
Switzerland.
I mean, statistically, England got the worst attack out of the teams that are left.
We have been absolutely shite going forward. And that's being generous. We have been awful. Well, how many clear-cut chances have we had, really?
Yeah, not many. We are right down there.
When you say about the England match has been the worst to watch for you, I felt exactly the same. And it's not just because I support England and we've been playing crap. We have been dull. We have been boring. We've not created anything. We've looked so one-dimensional. It's everything was sideways and backwards. It's been awful. So easy to defend against. So easy. If you're not going to put any pace on the pitch and have a striker or a winger that's going to sit on the defenders and make them think about something, make them drop a little bit deeper and think, oh, is he going to spin me? All we've got is Kane up top who likes to drop deep. It's so easy to defend against.
Yes, least shots on target out of any of the teams left in the tournament.
No, it don't surprise me. So yeah, Switzerland, it might sound like I'm just being really like thingy, but it'd probably be a 0-0 and go to penalties.
It's England 42%, Netherlands 42% chance of keeping a clean sheet, followed by France with 38, and then you've got Portugal, Switzerland, and Spain all on 31. So they're giving Portugal and Spain the same odds as Switzerland against us overall.
Yeah, I think it's about
That just shouts out not many goals to me.
Yeah, tight games. Who will be top goal scorer from Nobles?
Well, the way I fancy Gakpo.
Yeah.
I think
he deserves it as well.
Mm.
He's probably one of the players at tournament, definitely.
Yeah. I think he'll get a couple against Turkey. And then he'll have a decent draw in the semi-final against England or Switzerland. So
That's it.
I'm going Kane.
patriotic.
He's only one behind.
Oh,
Isn't it?
You know, it wouldn't surprise me. When World Cup we were in, he were absolutely awful. He were awful. He couldn't move, but he just kept scoring penalties. Was that Russian one? Russia World Cup?
Yeah.
It'll either be Kane or I think it might be Demiral.
I mean, he's got a shot now, hasn't he?
No, you could just I can see it. I mean, obviously Gakpo is flying goal machine with 3, and England can't score, and Kane's on 2. I could just see it now. He gets one.
How many goals do you think the top goal scorer will get?
5.
Yeah, 4 or 5.
Yeah,
5.
all right, 6.
I mean, at this point, surely it can only be one of them because, like, is Mbappe going to get 5 goals between now and the final?
Not with shooting boots he's been wearing.
I mean, he did get 3 in the final, didn't he, of the World Cup?
2 penalties, though, weren't they?
They all count. Noble's got another question. So, given that keepers aren't really accumulating bonus points, would you change it so that you get a point for every save made rather than every 2? You get a point for every shot on target, so it seems fair. Could bring the goalkeeper back into the fold when picking your team. I feel like we've done this quite recently, haven't we?
Yeah.
What was your proposition, Ben? You said, I can't remember it exactly.
Half a point for every save, weren't it?
That's is that what we got now?
That's the same, isn't it?
Yeah. I think it should
a point, yeah.
I think it should be a point. Yeah, I think it should be a point a save, a bit like the shots on target is a point as well. So, yeah, it'll obviously make goalkeepers a bit more interesting if they're getting more points. And they're not getting bonus points at the moment, so they need to look at that. And, I'd definitely do that. A point for every save.
I wondered, rather than do saves, I wonder if, obviously, the bonus doesn't really seem that achievable for keepers. What about if they just made a separate tier for keeper bonus? And if you get 1 to 3, you get a point. Just bring it all down because they're not going to get 12 and get max bonus, are they? Maybe just bring the whole. I know it complicates it a little bit more, but we'll get used to it, won't we? Should work.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sick of keepers. Boring, aren't they? Mr. H, is it worth putting a keeper in that won't play to try and pick up points from the big hitting players at this stage? Actually, I think have we got this question as well somewhere else?
Yeah. I can shoot her on there.
Yeah, we'll come to it. We've got that question later. Right. Ian Curry, who's your 3 strikers for the quarterfinal? No, I feel like there's a template coming, isn't they, for this?
I'm going to try and go against the template.
Is it fair to say Gakpo, Mbappe, Kane would be the template?
Yeah. I think that's definitely the template.
So do you think you'll go against it? Ben?
Yeah, because I won't have Kane.
I'm thinking about not going with three strikers because it's just I can't see goals. So I like Gakpo and probably just Mbappe for me, and then I might shift the money to in defence.
I've been tinkering with my team a little bit, and I'm currently sat on that template 3 at the moment. It's boring though, and it's so boring. But I'm just looking at it and thinking from the left side, I feel like the only one I'm certain scores is Mbappe. It's not happening for Ronaldo. I've had Morata. It's not happening for him. To be fair, when I had the right-hand side, wasn't happening for Kane.
Don't fancy your mate from Arsenal, Havertz?
No, pen merchant. No, I just don't quite fancy them against Spain, to be honest. But it did look really good actually in that last match. The rumours of Fulkrug starting put a rocket up his arse, didn't they? He had a really good game, I thought. But he's got 2 goals and they've both been penalties. Fair to say he's the penalty taker now, it seems. But yeah, outside of even looking for differential strikers, it's not that appealing, is it? Like Havertz and Morata.
No.
Not very clinical. If you don't go Gakpo, you're looking at Depay, not really reliable. Yeah, I think you might be right looking at maybe midfielders or defenders, people that if you can't get goals, can you get bonus or something like that, maybe? Clean sheets.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's an interesting one to maybe drop.
You could pile in on that Turkey game if you've got the balls. Just go Marlon, Depay and Gakpo. And hope there's about 5 goals.
I mean, it probably that Netherlands and Turkey game screams goals, doesn't it?
Yeah. Big time.
I feel like as well, and the reason is with teams like that is because there isn't like the expectation there. Like Romania just went at them, didn't they? Because they're not the free pass, isn't it? Georgia came out and played against Spain to start with, just because they're not thinking, oh, we need to win or our fans are going to hate us, and all. They've not got all that baggage with them. So yeah, there could be goals in that other one.
Did you see that when it was about 15 minutes left? Romania the Romanian striker went for a 50-50 with one of the Dutch players, and he lifted his leg up, nicked the ball, and then the other player was going to run through, and the referee pulled it back for a high ball.
Oh, and he didn't even touch him.
Oh yeah.
And that was shocking, because he didn't touch him at all, and he was like rolling about on the floor like he's been kicked in the face.
Yeah, I think.
And they were all going. Stanchu was going, look at the VAR. He was going mental, and then he says, "I'm not looking at the VAR," and he got booked for it, didn't he?
Yeah.
Then they went and scored the second goal straight after. So a bit of robbery there. So it could have been a different story, eh?
Could have been, man.
We've got Stringer's question is now time for a Dutch block. Like we keep talking blocks, but if you had to choose one block now from now to the end of the season or to the end of the tournament, you had to stick. Because the England ones annoy me. Because I think I would actually say I'd maybe bank on England, but with Guehi's out, isn't he? Trippier's out. Is Trippier confirmed out, or is it just a doubt?
Not yet, no. Just a doubt.
Just a doubt. You could see Saka in that back line. We could see Trent. We don't really know. So you can only really, at this point, go Stones and Walker. You're not putting Konsa in to take him out next week.
No.
I'd probably go Holland by default, but
France or Spain? I don't know. They're my 2 favourites at the moment to win it.
Yeah. Switzerland.
Are you is it neutral Switzerland?
Yeah, sat up fence.
Let's have a look at Jordan's draft. So what?
Just to say, it's just tricky. It's tricky, isn't it? Trying to hunt a clean sheet. There were a couple of bankers there, weren't there? England, you'd have hoped, made a few changes, kept a clean sheet, won comfortably. Spain, Georgia, obviously Portugal, Slovenia. Portugal got one.
I mean, that's why I'm half hoping that my Spain and England might just come good if you wait one more week. If they were good the week before.
Yeah.
Jordan's got Pickford, Cucurella, Ake, VVD, Musiala, Bruno, Simons, Williams, Mbappe, Gakpo, Havertz, 12-man Kane, 2.5 in the bank. Any changes? Anything glaring you see there?
That must be a team that's been changed already.
Yeah, it's his draft.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tricky. I like the team. I mean, nothing standing out. I think, get him out or anything. They all look like good options for this week. So it's a decent lineup, that.
I can't really pick any faults in it.
No.
I'm not really. How are you feeling about Bruno now after seeing what Portugal produced the other day? Because I've gone off him. I think I might get rid of him.
Yeah, but he's not on the set pieces, is he? That's a bit of a thing.
Yeah, tip Bruno out, put Vitinha in if you wanted a Portuguese midfielder.
Yeah, I think that looks fine. I'd maybe consider. I know Tony hates him, but I maybe would consider Bellingham over Bruno potentially now. I got fed up watching that Portugal Slovenia match because it's just that's so wasted. We see Bruno for United, and it's not the same Bruno, is it? The way they're playing at the minute, he done so well in qualifying, which was surprising. Brothers, any midfielders or attackers that could be differentials, low ownership going forward? We covered basically, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, Foden, Saka. I did like that. It's just whether or not Saka plays left wing back. Do you think he's not a good option if he's left wing back? Could still get.
I think he might still do well for bonus there because he's decent for bonus on at right wing. Tackles, dribbles, and I'm pretty sure he'll do all of that. Let's be honest. If England are playing, if they go to 5 at the back, 3 centre halves with wing backs, then wing backs should be playing as left and right forward, shouldn't they?
Yeah.
Let's be honest. We've seen some of the other nations, like Portugal and Spain, look at where their fullbacks are. We should be playing high. Stop playing defensive.
Saka would be high and wide, though, to be honest, doing that. But if Trent was the right wing back, is he going to just join the midfield, sort of inside position?
He'd probably start to invert, wouldn't he, like Cancelo does?
Yeah, he probably won't hold the width, will he?
No. So do we lose the width on the right hand side then?
And have we really gained anything over the way we had the width on the right last time?
Yeah,
interesting. We'll see Saturday. Come on, let's unleash on some booster talk. So Nobbles, now you've seen how the boosters work. Would you have done anything different? Do you think you played them well despite the outcome?
That'd be fucking awful. I think I got 1, 2, and 3 points, or 2, 3, and 4 points, something like that. Yeah, would have played them differently. Well, definitely.
Is the app broken? Because when I click on my boosters, mine says 12th man 3 points. When I had Mbappe getting me like 18 or something.
Yeah, mine's the same.
3, 2, 1. It's not
Yeah.
working.
So it's not working.
All right, man. All right, I might not be that bad then.
Might not have been as bad. Do you think would you have done anything different, or did you just think you got unlucky with it? Like,
it's like I say, it's short format. You've not got long to play them. It's a bit of a lottery. This one.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I played goal bonus in the first week, max captain second week, and 12th man third week. Probably, looking back, I probably would have just not played anything in the first week and then reassessed then. Looks like the last 16 was probably the best week to play the max captain, but how do we know who's going to score and how many opportunities? Like Lukaku had 3 goals chalked off in the tournament. Foden's had a couple of goals chalked off as well, hasn't he? So it's just you don't know what's going to happen, do you? Really, it's all a bit of chance at the end of the day. You look at the fixtures and you fancy the fixtures, so you just go with your gut, don't you? If you don't work out, don't work out.
but that's the thing we knew in the groups. Like, I know in hindsight, you can now say, oh, yeah, round of 16 was the one. It had the best fixtures. But when you make that decision at the start, you can't say, oh, I'm going to play it in the round of 16 because that's when the best fixtures are going to be. You don't know what the fixtures are going to be.
Yeah.
Netherlands drew Romania, which turned out to be a great fixture for goals. Neither of them teams should have finished where they finished in their group. No. Romania topped it. Netherlands were third.
Yeah.
So like that fixture's just come up by pure luck, really. I don't know.
Yeah, I tried to target like set piece penalty takers.
Yep.
And just get it all on the first week. And because Shaqiri was the penalty taker and he didn't even play the first game. And then the second game I sold him and he scored against Scotland. Yep. And then he didn't play again the third week or the fourth game. So strange, yeah. And I just thought, Van Dijk, penalty taker for Netherlands, never got a penalty. Trent, play midfield, or bang him in. And Cancelo, as we all know, is just a nutter that marauders everywhere in midfield. So I had a pretty attacking team. So I think I only got 1 goal at the first week. My goal bonus. You didn't get one, did you, Scott?
I didn't get a single goal. No, I did the same as you. I loaded up on penalty takers, and then I had the Gundogan. Got injured, so didn't actually take the pen. Same Shaqiri thing as you. So yeah, I don't like blaming things on whether you've got a bit of trouble with your mic there, Tony. I think I don't like blaming things on. I think this was luck, or I got unlucky. But I do think there's been a big chunk of luck with this one. In this, I do think with the boosters as well. Like, I know there's other games that have got boosters in it, and in the Dream Team season, maybe they're not the worst to get these sort of boosters that multiply your scores. But when you've got 7 weeks, it does feel a bit make or break, actually, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like you'd never go from 6K to 35K, I don't think, in a week on the normal Dream Team season, because nobody, everyone's playing it at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Not a fan. Morata, keep or sell?
Well, I mean, it's not. You got that many transfers. It's not like you see if we fancy him. Do you fancy him to score it next game? Keep him. Do I fancy him to score it next game? No. But that means he will.
Yes, sell for me. Someone breaking into your house there?
Honestly. I should have settled now.
I'd
The
sell.
electric's starting to run out again.
Sell Morata for me. Yeah, we've had enough punishment. I don't want it again.
Yeah.
And
Yeah, if I had Morata, I'd sell him.
Yeah, just accept the error. Don't be stubborn. Move on. What? Even though he scored, was it 2 goals in his last 2 against Germany?
Yeah, he scored in the 1-1 draw in the World Cup, and Spain beat Germany 6-0 in the Nations League, and he scored in that game. Ferran Torres scored a hat-trick in that game as well, but he doesn't start.
No. I just they've got so many options as well, and he is a manager that does not care. He's making subs on 50 minutes. He's making subs on 60 minutes, even when there's not anything particularly wrong to the eye. He's very proactive, it seems like, with these transfers. Well, transfers, subs. Unlike our man, who's willing to let it happen. So, yeah, with that squad, I don't like it. And then I think we've pretty much covered this as well. Best 3 midfield differentials that you think will be low owned. We've done it, haven't we?
Yeah.
Yeah. Captains. Captain picks for this week. I've not had a captaincy goal yet, other than when I played my max captain.
Same, mate, same. And I think my max captain only scored 1 point more than the captain I picked. You know, when you just stick it on someone, but it moves about. My max captain, I think, only scored 1 or 2 points more. So, not really. Any of the boosters didn't really work for me, apart from 12th man. But like you say, when I had Mbappe 12th man, 18 points, but a lot of people had him goal boost and max captain as well. So just pointless having him as a 12th man. Just half in the deficit, really.
Do you think Gakpo will be the most capped this week?
I do believe so. Yeah, with the easiest fixture on paper, and him, I think he's the top scoring player now as well.
Yeah,
so I won't be
quite a way.
surprised. Yeah.
So
you got to look for a different one, aren't you? If you're going to try and get up the leaderboard.
Yeah, I mean,
Happy.
None of us are flying, are we? So are we all going to look elsewhere this week?
Yeah, definitely.
So if Gakpo is most highly owned, Mbappe's not going to be far off, surely. Still, do you think?
Yeah.
But the problem I then have is if I'm not going Gakpo, I'm not going Mbappe, I'd kind of be drawn towards Kane. But then where it's England, I feel like a big chunk of this game just go England all the way through, don't they? Everyone's feeling patriotic. And I feel like Kane's going to be pretty highly capped anyway. I wouldn't be surprised if it's a pretty close split between them three, would you?
Well, I'm just looking at the top 1K captaincies for the last round, and Kane was only 7.4% in the top 1K. Mbappe 63.3%, Morata 13%. So Kane was the third highest choice, and then it was Musiala 4.3%, Gakpo 4.1%, Ronaldo 3.9%, and the rest were below 1%. I was on Ronaldo.
I mean, by elimination on Kane, Gakpo and Mbappe, I was probably looking at Kane, but still isn't feeling differential enough. But I'm not feeling that inspired.
Yeah.
Would you consider someone that's not a striker?
Vargas, Switzerland.
Leave off, man.
I can feel the Tony Switzerland block coming on here. Win-win situation if if England win, innit?
Yeah. It's we've been awful. We have been awful.
He's no Cunha. He's no Cunha.
No, or Kudos.
Or Jackson.
Or Jackson, yeah. Or bring back the Premier League.
I'm uninspired with captaincy.
I am a little bit because, like you say, they're pretty much going to be covered. I think Gakpo's going to be number one. So anything less is a differential.
I think it'll for now. I think I might try differential Kane maybe, but I do see Mbappe scoring as well. I just feel like with Mbappe, like depends if Portugal they've got two really attacking fullbacks, haven't they? Do they push him on like they normally do, and then Mbappe gets behind, or if he plays striker, it could be up against Pepe.
I reckon they're going to go to 3 at the back.
What they did in that first match?
I think they go 3 at the back. And push on Mendes and Cancelo.
What, and start the low like they did?
I don't know if they'll start the low, but they'll play an extra centre back. Or you thinking playing Dalot as a centre back?
Yeah, maybe. Yeah, they can't do what they did last time because they played 5 at the back, but they dropped Palhinha out, didn't they? And they had just Vitinha.
They need Palhinha.
They need that middle against France.
It's going to be like the tackle central, isn't it, in that match with Palhinha, Kante, Tchouameni and Rabiot as well. Get your tackle points in.
Let us know in the comments who you're thinking for your captaincy this week. We forgot to put a poll up, but it'd be interesting to know. I feel like the people might try a few differentials. Miss Noopy, first question. What would be your ideal defence? We've done blocks. I'd already have Cucurella, Mendes and Carvajal, so would either leave them as they are or concentrate on midfield strikers. Anything wrong with Cucurella, Mendes, Carvajal? Not bad, is it?
No.
Yeah.
I suppose just no Holland. Not much on the right side of the draw. I would seriously be interested in Trent, I think, if we get confirmation that he starts in the back 5.
Yeah, that'd be differential.
Maybe. But yeah, I can't blame you if you wanted to get an Ake in there. Or one. Who would you pick out the Dutch defence? Who'd be like a priority there?
Not Ake after what he did to me in Premier League.
He got injured, didn't he, in the first half?
Yeah, and then Walker come on and stole a clean sheet. That'd have been $1,000, that.
Dumfries.
Weetabix. It's going to be Dumfries, isn't it?
Him or Virgil. He hit the post, didn't he?
Yeah.
He's got to be due one. What did he have? Did he have a couple goals before the tournament started?
Yeah, he scored in the last 2 friendlies.
Yeah, back to back.
He used them up early, didn't he?
Yeah.
I do like the look of Hernandez. Like we've been talking up France, haven't we? Would you chuck one of them, chuck a Spain defender out and get Hernandez in? That could be all right.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like
I feel like it could be anyone.
It depends where you are in your leagues as well. If you're chasing, I just think if you're going to edge your bets with different defenses, it's not going to make any much difference. If you're at the top of the league, yeah, you can edge your bets and go for the bonus points defenders. But if you're chasing, I think you got to look at blocks and do something a bit different.
It's like free from one country, really.
Yeah, at least.
Maximum number of players you consider from any team going forward.
You missed
part 2.
Question. Yeah.
Sorry, part 2. Please tell me which goalie to put in. I've got a headache from thinking too much. I've got Pickford. I'm happy with Pickford. Tony's going to say Jan Sommer. Whatever his name is. So don't worry about him.
Jan Sommer.
Magnan, or whatever he's called, from France. I think he's only conceded one goal and he's looked all right. One goal from penalty, and he saved the actual penalty, didn't he? But it was just off his line. So yeah, I fancy France to go far. So I think he'd be a good pick now from the start if you're picking him from the start.
Yeah, I like that. Tony, you sticking with Summer?
Yeah.
Maximum number of players you consider from any team or from one team, I'm guessing, going forward.
From the right hand side of the draw, you probably go a little bit more because you're a little bit more certain. So I'd probably say 4. From the left hand side of the draw, you really are risking it if you, like to say, if you had 3 or 4 Spain and 3 or 4 French, you could end up seriously burned.
Obviously, depends on what you fancy, but I think 4, probably 4 is the maximum I'd go for, because just in case that team goes out, then you can sort of move them on and hopefully still have an 11 out for the semi-finals.
Yeah.
Unless you're really certain, then just pile all in on somebody.
That's the downside of blocks, isn't it? Like, I feel like if you've got that block defense, you want to have the favourites on the rest of the pitch, just in case, don't you?
But if you've got nothing to lose,
yeah,
might as well just go and put 5 or 6 in.
And then, would you consider playing without a keeper if it means you have the perfect outfield 10? Sony, you've done this plenty of times.
Yeah, I often play without a keeper. Go for it.
Yeah. I'd love to know what the perfect outfield 10 is, though, Ian. Put it in the comments if you're in the chat.
Solve all of our problems.
Yeah. But yeah, I like that idea.
Couple from the chat. So, why was Maximilian Mittelstadt dropped? So, apparently it was just Raum had impressed in training, and obviously each time he'd come on, he looked pretty good putting crosses into Fulkrug when they made that double change. So I think they just fancied him, and I don't know about you guys, but I think that Mittelstadt won't return to starting for the next game. I think they'll stick Raum. What do you say?
Not sure, 100%. So it's what I'd just avoid. Any doubt like that, I mean, you've not got time to mess around with anybody who's a doubt. No chance.
Yeah, I'd sell him if that was the case, and I wouldn't go for Raum. I'd just go elsewhere. You've also got the same issue with that Tar, the centre back. I think he does come in, but Schlotterbeck did pretty well when he came in as well. So I kind of don't like that doubt at this point either.
Yeah.
Obviously, we've answered Mr. H's. Would you pick a keeper that wouldn't play? Tony, Bradburn, Foden, Saka cap. He's feeling it.
Yeah, go on, Foden. Do you know, 2 of our better players? Yeah. 2 of our better players. You know, I think Saka and Foden have been unlucky to be taken off the last couple of games. I've really not got it. I think Saka's done himself proud amongst all of it. If there's one player, if we do go out against Switzerland next round, if there's one player that has stood up and done a bit, it is Saka. So fair play to him, especially after obviously the last Euros and the abuse that he suffered. Yeah,
you think it's risky going for a mix of France and Portugal, hoping for a 0-0? Yeah, that's not something I'd considered actually, really.
I mean, if you're expecting a 1-0, then you might get a 0-0 or way to penalties.
Yeah.
I expect goals in it. I do. Because I just think that if they put, like Ben said, they might drop to a 3 centre halves, 5 at back to deal with Mbappe. But I just don't know whether they've got that in them, Portugal.
Yeah. I feel like if it was going to be that kind of game, I feel like it would be because France make it that sort of game rather than Portugal trying to stay tight. I just feel like it's France nullifying them. Should we do some leagues real quick?
Yes.
So, the Euros Cash League, we've got James Fricker up in third, one of our own, having a great time. In second, we've got M. Cooper. And in first, Lee Giles. He's always in the mix, isn't he? Doing well. Up in first place, so well played.
Played, Lee.
Who's taking the tag team?
Not me.
In third place, S. Powell and H. John. Second place, James Fricker and Paul McNaughty. And first, S. Maxwell and A. Gregory. Welcome to the Patreon, A. Gregory.
Yeah, I just pulled that up actually. I just had a quick look on the Patreon. He came in, didn't he? He must be feeling the pressure at the top once the inside scoop. Welcome to the Patreon, mate. We've also had Sean Clues sign up to the Patreon this week. So welcome, Sean, to the Patreon also. EuroLeague. Go on, Tony, you can have this one.
In third place, Dan Sherwood. Second place, James Fricker. And top of the shot, Lee Giles. That's the is that the Patreon only one?
That's it, yeah. Patreon, tag, cash. That's all of them, isn't it? Adam's in the chat as well. Says thanks, fellas. Evening, Adam. Cheers for tuning in. James is here. He's only here when he's winning.
Love it.
Well played, guys. Doing well.
Yeah,
right.
Smashing it, lads.
Anything else to add?
Yeah, this was only meant to be an half an hour one tonight.
It was the England talk. We set it off again, didn't we?
I've heard so. Mrs. is in there waiting for me, I think.
Oh, right. Best get to bed. Cheers, everyone.
Yeah. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you very much. Best of luck
on the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.